What's going on, you guys? My name is Wolf and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys my greatest accomplishment of the semester. So there's like one more week left of the semester, a week and a few days. Today is Thursday. So there's tomorrow, which is Friday, and then we have next week, which is the last of the semester. I think the last day is like the 8th, because one of my professors is giving us till the 8th to take our finals. So I think it's the 8th is when our finals end. So my greatest accomplishment of the semester, so I told you guys I was taking my first accounting course. So I finished the final yesterday. I was the first person to take our accounting final. We had to do, it's like a webcam, you do it over webcam and it records you and it records sound. So it was our final, we did it that way. So I take this final and I'm extremely nervous. I am so nervous taking tests. I have terrible test anxiety. I am a terrible test taker, and I can admit that I'm a terrible test taker. But I sit down, I take this test. The doggos are good. I am in my room taking this exam. I am so nervous, and I'm saying I'm so nervous. I can do this. I can do this. And you're not allowed to have headphones. So usually, if I need to kind of calm down, like during a quiz, I'll play music out loud. Just, it has no words in it. Usually I'll just play like some sort of video game score music. So sometimes I'll play that and it'll help with my anxiety. But anyways, so I take this test and I'm so nervous. I'm saying to myself, I'm so nervous, but I can do it. I can do it. I'm going to be fine. Cause I studied for like 3 weeks for this final, along with my micro final, but I stayed for 3 weeks, maybe over 3 weeks for this final, just to be prepared for this final. I wanted to be so prepared. I wanted to ace it. Well, I was about 5 points short of acing it. I got an 85 on this final, so it was my greatest accomplishment of this semester. I passed my first accounting course. I made an A in the accounting course between a 90 and a 93. The way it does it, the way my professor does it, it's a little off. So, like, we have so many homeworks and we're allowed to make 100% on all the homeworks combined, but I did over 100 and we had extra points, so it's a little wonky right now, but I got 100 points on the homework. I passed all three tests. I passed the exam. I made 1B on one of the exams, 2 A's on both the other 2 exams, and I made a B on the final. I made 85 point something on the final. So I mean, this was awesome. I was so happy, and this was definitely my greatest accomplishment. I passed my first real accounting course. So I was very nervous about it because I'm terrible at tests, but I had studied so much for it that I knew I was going to be okay. I was prepared in a way. I had studied so much. I had worked my butt off for this exam. I had done everything I needed to do, and I ended up passing it. And everybody in my course is really nervous about it. Maybe because they didn't study, I'm not really sure, or they did study and they're terrible test takers like I am, but I studied 3 weeks, so I remembered so much of this information that I need to know, and most of the questions were from like the first 5 chapters and the last chapter, so it made studying a lot easier, even though there were like 2 or 3 questions from each chapter, but I remembered so much of this information so easily, and I was so worried about doing the problems, like you have to do a debit and a credit for like cost of goods sold or cash or bad debit expense or bad debit allowance or dividends or something like that. That's all accounting. Those are like the accounts that you have to debit or credit. So I was so worried about this, and chapter 13 was so hard. The last chapter was so difficult because bonds are not easy, and it was kind of confusing for me, but I ended up doing very, very well on those questions along with the first questions. I did get an 85. I was so happy with it. I was worried as soon as you hit the submit button, you can't go back, so I was so freaked out. But I hit that submit button, and I'm like, please, please, please give me this grade that I want, please. I need this A. And it gave me an 85, and I got an A in the course, so that's probably my greatest accomplishment of this semester, and I would not have it any other way. I was actually so surprised that I did so good because I wasn't sure, and I had studied so much, but sometimes studying so much doesn't really give you the results that you want. Sometimes you don't do as good as you think you're going to do, but I did so well, and I was so happy, and that's got to be my greatest accomplishment of the semester because this was my first accounting course, and this is what helps me decide if I'm going to keep my major, if I'm going to switch it, and I am going to keep my major. I love the whole accounting work stuff, and soon it'll go into finance, and I love studying finance. I really enjoy studying finance, so I am going to keep what I'm doing, and I'm looking forward to going to my next accounting course. I'm taking two accounting courses next semester, I think so. Cost accounting and intermediate accounting 1, I believe. I think that's what I'm taking for accounting. Yeah. And then I'm taking accounting 2 this summer, so I'm ready. I'm very happy that I did very good, and that's just got to be my greatest accomplishment. That has been y'all's greatest accomplishment at the semester. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. So see you guys later.